Hello everybody and welcome to this week's SFR Notebook. So this is the race review of the race just gone, which was Bahrain, and the race preview of Singapore. So let's jump straight into the race review. So Bahrain, a race under the lights. It was a fantastic drive. I was obviously commentating and it was great to watch all you guys racing, competing and making many overtakes. So let's go into it. So Fünf Kugelnice won the race again and he becomes the SFR Season 3 champion. He started in P1, finished in P1. And he did a fastest race time of a 1:29.501 and he made the one-stop work. Cool Beans came in P2, so fantastic job from Cool Beans. He started in P4 and his fastest race time was quicker, nearly a second quicker than Fünf's, but with the two stops he did a 1:28.623. Cornet finished in P3, jumped in the penalties in the after race for the steward's decision on Cool Guy. He started in P6, finished P3, and he did a fastest race time of 1:30.214. So lots of different times at the front, all different strategies. Cornet did the one stop as well. Talking to Cool Guy, he finished in P4 on track, but dropped down to P5, I think, maybe P5, P6 on penalties after the race. But he did start in P17, so right at the back of the grid with his qualifying ban. And he did a one-stop. It was a great drive from Cool Guy. A little mistake towards the end, but still fantastic drive. So let's go into overtake of the rest. I was best placed to see this as I was commentating, and I was on the stream at the time, and I chose, which is pretty obvious, the Toss overtake. He did a double overtake into turn 11. And 11 and 12, so he went up the inside at 11 and round the outside of 12 on Mr. Woot and Righty Boys. Great race, great overtake from Toss there. Drove through the field with a one stop, and yeah, you know, great sweeping move around the outside. Made it work on those fresher tyres. Moment of the race. I'm going to go for the one stoppers. So Cool Guy and Toss driving up through the field, both gaining, so a total of 22 positions they gained between them both. I think Toss had 9 or 10 and Cool Guy had the rest. So yeah, it was fantastic driving for both those. Well done. Let's dive in to the grade book then. I feel a bit mean giving Rayner. So I start off with Rayner. I feel a bit mean giving him the F. He dove straight into the lobby without any practice, but DNF'd, had a horrible race, so F for Rayner. Giamma started in P5, DNF'd. I'm going to give him an E. His internet was playing up. He was still shown as driving around on the track, but he crashed out about halfway through the race, maybe just before halfway through. So his internet was playing silly buggers again. Rugby Daney, first race for a long time in SFR as a reserve. Finally managed to get a drive. Started in P12, finished in P15. Scrappy race from him. Came in with no practice as well, so I'm going to give you a D. B16, first race off form for a long time. I've had a great season so far, but that was a one race which didn't go your way. Started in P8, finished in P14. That's a D drive from me. Medward started P14, finished P13. I'm going to give you a C for that. It wasn't the greatest drive of all time, but it was still pretty solid. Red Dog, double racing point, no points, which is good for Mercedes. So Red Dog started in P11, finished P12, but once again a solid drive, so that's a B. Righty Boy. Again, no points for Righty Boy. Lots of drivers on form last week, and this week there's all the good on-form drivers seem to drop out the points. Righty, I think it's his first non-points finish for a long time, Righty Boy. Started P13, finished P11, so that's a C. Delta, what a race. P10, started P9, finished P10, getting a solitary point for Mercedes, but a brilliant point nonetheless. B, solid. Mr. Woot started P10, finished P9. So when he starts at the back, he goes to the front. When he starts at the front, he goes to the back. When he starts in the middle, he stays in the middle. So work that one out. Who knows? But B drive from me. Great drive. Rogers, again, great qualifying. Race, not so much. Started P2, finished P8. So that's a C. Lasser, P7. Solid drive again. That's a B. Toss the Caber, started P16, finished P6. A. Great driver, as already mentioned. Him and Cool Guy one-stopping, making those positions up. Dace started P3, finished P5. That's an A drive from me. Great drive. Again, fighting with Cornet, Cool Guy and Dace in the last couple of laps. It was great to watch on the stream. Cool Guy started P17, finished in P4. I know he made a mistake at the end of that, getting a steward's penalty, but I just think the drive he had was fantastic, so I'm going to give him the A-star of the week. He's coming for quite a lot of criticism, which is fair enough. I think his pace is definitely there, but his racecraft isn't. He's very, very new to league racing. We've been having a chat privately just about a few bits and pieces, what he probably needs to improve on and what he can get better at. But that one little mistake cost him a podium, but still, I think it was a great drive from him. I enjoyed watching him. So I'm going to give him the A-star. Cornet started P6, finished in P3. That's an A drive. Cool Beans P4, P2, A. And Thumph P1, P1, A. So again, lots of high grades this week. So there was lots of good driving. It was good to watch the race and actually know a lot about it, rather than kind of just hear about things on the Discord and just kind of guess things. So I was able to actually have a proper look at it. So that's all good. Right, let's go into Singapore, night race, 3.146 miles, 31 laps of hell. The strategy is a 2-stop, unless you start on the mediums, which you can make it a 1-stop, but it is tricky. No safety cars last season at all. So we'll see what happens this season. If a safety car comes out early, then the 2-stop, the starting on the softs will work. If it doesn't, then you do need to be on that 1-stop medium hard strategy. There's 23 turns. There's 3 DRS zones, and we're going to now be taken around by Cornet. So Cornet, please do take it away and show us how to drive this wonderful track.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the SFR Hot Lap Series. And this week we have a Dutchman who is going to be taking us around the circuit. It is Cornet F1. Currently P2, I believe, in the SFR Championship. One of the fastest drivers going around in that league. He is going to take us around a circuit that was recently announced that it will not be on the F1 calendar this year. It's the 5.063 kilometre, 23 turn. Takes a bloody long time for the race to finish. It's Singapore. Let's jump on board and go for a ride. Alright, so we pick him up, makes his way through the final turn onto the front straight. Very, very short front straight. Setting himself up for turn 1, which is very quickly followed by turn 2 and 3. Really important to try and use the curbs as much as you can. A little bit of downshifting there from Cornet. So turn 5, really, really easy to invalidate the lap there, but he does a good job of getting through there without any worries at all of that. Turn 6, as he's up Raffles Boulevard, is just a little gentle curve there, so nothing too serious now. Turn 7, down into about 4th gear. I can't see what the gears are, so I'm just going to have to guess them. Now turn 8, the right-hander, short shifting again, nice and smooth on the power. Down into about 4th gear. You want to drift the car out there wide, comes very, very close to the wall, gets a nice run into turn 10, so using the curb again. Then it's almost like a little bit of an elevation there as you're coming across the bridge, getting for the old Singapore sling, which is turn 13. As he makes his way up Esplanade Drive, so almost gets a little bit of wheel spin coming out of turn 13, up into the right-hander of turn 14. So once again, throwing his car around the track, using all the curbs as much as he dares. Turn 16, it drifts you out left, and then you've got to sharply go right. Turn 17, now turn 18, under the grandstand, signalling the end of the lap is nigh. Makes his way through there, nice and easy. Turn 20 and 21, the right and the left. Coming through the final 2 turns of the circuit. Been a nice smooth lap from the Dutchman. You wouldn't expect anything less as he crosses the line. And that is a 1:33.336. So good time there from Cornet. And big thank you for doing that this week. Good luck to everyone racing on the weekend. I hope it's a fun one. It'll be a long one, no doubt. But now it's back to my main man, Van Rocco.
Cool. So that was the hot lap set by Cornet, commentated as always by the wonderful Nick. Great lap. Such a hard lap to nail. I've been doing a few practice laps. I wasn't expecting to drive this weekend, but thankfully Mr. Woot has stepped in and offered, because the practice I was doing the other night, I felt confident at. And I think if you need to have confidence here. It's basically, you've got to throw it into the corner and hope the car sticks. And if it does, you will nail the lap. And that was a great lap by Cornet, very confident on the corners, on the entries, on the exits, and on the traction zone. So good job, Cornet. Last season then, we were in Singapore. Will Ans put it on pole. He used the soft tyres and he did a 134.5 flat. Cornet, his teammate, got P2 and he did a 134.906, but on the medium tyre. So both Red Bulls last season, Will and Cornet in the Red Bull, split their strategies, and Cornet went a lot longer into the race. Will got caught up in some traffic, and we know the rest. The rest is history. But so depending on what you want to do, you know, a pole lap, you're going to be looking a mid 34, maybe a low 34 now, because the quality of the grid has improved quite a lot. So yeah, mid to low 34, unless it rains, when you're going to be looking at probably in the 43s, 44s, 45s. So we'll see how we go. The race finished with Cornet winning the race in P1, Honesy P2 with the fastest lap, and Corbines again missed a podium, getting P3. So that's Singapore. Let's just very quickly just talk about the league. So the driver sign-ups for season 4 are out on F1 2021. So please do. We've had about 23 responses so far. Obviously a mixture of reserves and full-time drivers. So please do nail down your seat. We are probably going to start looking at allocating teams and drivers next week, maybe the week after. Try and filter some teams in. We're going to be a 15 race calendar next season, which is going to be exciting, a little bit longer. So points are definitely going to be a lot more important. Recruitment wise, we are going to go hard to get a commentator. Going to advertise on Reddit, Facebook. Where else am I going to advertise? Probably Discord as well, some point along the line. But a couple of adverts have already gone out, and Gridfinder. Gridfinder's always been a good spot to advertise on, so we'll see how we get with that. Obviously, if anyone does know anybody, commentators, drivers, who would like to become involved in SFR, I think personally it is a great league. I know it's a league that I help run with Cornet and Delta, but yeah, I think it's a great place to race. So yeah, we'll see how we get with that. Hopefully we can get a good commentator in. Obviously not as good as me, but we'll see how we go. Lassa is doing some amazing video editing at the minute. There's going to be a video drop in probably after the last race, season highlights. I've seen it. It's brilliant already. He just needs to add a couple more races in, but yeah, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. Goosebumps when I watched it, so look out for that. Check-in is obviously open now, so do go and check in yourself. Hopefully we get a full grid of 20 drivers this week. It's been a bit iffy for the last couple of weeks, but we'll see how we go. That's that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for driving with us, and thank you for all your stewarding and commentating that we all have in the league. So we'll see how we go. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and I'll see you on the grid for the night race of Singapore. That's me, done, over and out.